Hello boys and girls, Busternaut here, and welcome back to another World of Tanks Blitz tank review. Today we're taking a look at the Tier 2 American tank destroyer, the T18. I know what you're thinking, yet another OP tank destroyer. Alright, you got me there, the T18 is slightly OP. First of all, let's take a look at where this tank is situated on the American Tech 3. It is after all Tier 2 tank, and it's the first tank destroyer of the line, which is a pretty good line. There's nothing more to say about that. It's leading to the T110 E3, but you have a long way to Tier 10, and this is only Tier 2. Now it has 190 hit points, which is okay for a Tier 2 TD. It has 51 frontal armor. This is very nice armor. 32 side armor, which is more than the Hetzer at Tier 5, which has only 20, and 25 rear armor. This vehicle has pretty insane armor for its tier. It weighs 13.44 tons, and it has 350 horsepower engine, which means that it is very slow, not slow, sorry, it's very fast with 48 kilometers per hour top speed and 30 degrees per second reverse speed. So this vehicle is pretty maneuverable and fast. Now let's take a look at what kind of gun it has. You can use this 2-pounder Mark 9, which has 18.71 rounds per minute rate of fire, which is very good. It has 64 mm of penetration, 45 alpha damage, 0.38 accuracy and 1.7 aiming time. On paper it looks pretty good and you can make it work, but I find myself having more fun using this 75mm howitzer M1A1 gun. It has 5.19 rounds per minute rate of fire, with the high explosive having 38mm of penetration and the heat 91, alpha damage 240 HE, 160 40 hit and 0.53 accuracy, 2.3 aiming time. This gun is very powerful down here at Tier 2, and it's insanely funny to drive around and derp other tanks with it. Is it OP? Well, slightly. And if you load heat, it can be devastating. I mean, you can penetrate everything. 91mm of penetration. You can even penetrate some Tier 5 tanks, and this tank never meets Tier 5, so you can penetrate everything with the heat. Now let's see what kind of consumables you can use. I'm using repair kit, first aid kit and fire extinguisher, but you can change the fire extinguisher for adrenaline, cola or a multi-repair pack, but so I recommend changing it for adrenaline maybe or cola, because you don't get set on fire all that often in this vehicle, but whatever. Now for the ammo loadout I'm using 37 HE rounds, and for those carry moments I have 5 heat rounds just to be able to penetrate everything I meet. Those shells are 2800 the heat. It's not very expensive, but yeah. On the equipment I'm using vents, optics and binoculars to maximize my view range, but you can use camouflage or light SPO liner, but I don't recommend the light SPO liner. You can maybe use camouflage net instead of the optics or the binoculars. Now for the crew skills, I have sniper on my TDs, and now I'm training camouflage. You can also get clutch braking, because it's pretty good for slow TDs. But I'll get that afterwards, and maybe you can get smooth turn as well, because it really helps with your aiming when you turn the hull. So all in all, this is a very powerful machine, and now let's take a look at what can it do at some gameplay. First game, we are playing on a rock field, and we are playing against Tier 3, but this tank really doesn't care whether or not it's top tier. Now I will show you what is this howitzer capable of doing. I have 2 games coming in this review. This is the first one. you could argue that maybe I should have played this TD with the other gun just to show you how it performs, but the fact it's only a tier 2 TD, sorry, means that if you're curious how this TD performs, you can just simply go ahead and get it. It's not worth so much XP, and you probably got it already, so there's that. Now I am going in these bushes to use my insane view range. Binoculars plus optics means that my view range is pretty pumped up for tier 2, and this is the first target. He won't show though. I'm spotted because I don't have camouflage skill, and I don't have the camo net as well, but I don't recommend you use it. I mean, better view range, but it depends on your playstyle anyways. First shot penetrates the flank of this Cruiser 4 and I do 200 damage. Balanced, really balanced there. One shot and it's almost dead, a tier 3 tank. Second shot, slightly low roll, but when you take off the half of the health of tier 3 vehicle, you don't complain. So the gun, you can see how it performs. Next up we have this Cruiser Mark III. I'm aiming directly at his gun and I do only 39 damage because I hit the gun. This was a stupid mistake, because if I had aimed his turret cheeks I would have penetrated, but yeah. This shot was aimed correctly, but I guess it hit the track of the T18 and I didn't manage to pen. This SU-76 is aiming at me, but I have a big gun as well. So I return fire and I decide to get the hell out of there, and I dodge a shot which would have killed me. So this is very nice. Now at this point we are one tank behind and the enemies are capping, but I'm not afraid because I'm at T18. Now here I'm hull down. This M3 Stewart cannot penetrate me unless he fires gold rounds, and even then I'm in a pretty strong position. This was a stupid miss there, but what are you gonna do? Now you can see that I can penetrate him on some spots there. He's not angled pretty good for me, so I managed to only do splash damage, but that's enough to take off 60 of his hit points. Now I'm looking for the cap reset, but they are behind the rock, so I cannot reset the cap. I pull off a clutch shot which gives me the kill, and now I'm free to go ahead and reset the cap. So that's good. I should be able to one-shot this Cruiser very easily because he has basically no armor. Here I ask for help because I'm not sure where this Cruiser Mark IV is aiming at. If he has the... and I'm not sure where this shot went at all. If he has the pom-pom gun, he can kill me pretty easily with that, so I'm cautious here. And the rain features for ya. I'm not sure who hit him. It might be me, but yeah. You see what I mean right now. Where the hell did that shot go? I mean, seriously, Wargaming, fix the hitboxes of the rocks and that kind of stuff. I was aiming directly at the tank and I hit the rock because the hitboxes of the rocks are not perfect. So there's the problem. I will load heat to secure my top gun, and as you can see, heat doesn't have any problems whatsoever penetrating the superstructure of the T18. And it costs only 2800 credits per shot, which can be a lot for tier 2 vehicles, but I don't care if it secures me the game. And not the game, but the top gun, more especially. And here's the end play. 1100 damage, not that bad for a tier 2 tank, yeah. As you can see, firing HE means that you always do damage, well, apart from hitting. Very thick armor, but come on now, it was a tier 3 game. Who has thick armor on tier 3? Now you saw what this tank's capable of doing in a tier 3 game. Let's now check out when it's top tier. Yes, you can't expect me to kill everybody, don't you? Alright, let's see. we're facing tier 1s in this battle, which is hilarious. I mean, this tank, if you ask yourself, is it OP at tier 2, then imagine a situation where this tank faces a low tractor. What would happen, in your opinion? I mean, just watch this. There's the low tractor, a tier 1 tank, and I'm a tier 2. He must have a chance against me, right? But no, he actually hasn't, because 1, he cannot penetrate me, and 2, I can one-shot him. That's the balance for you, right there. And I have a pretty cool cooldown position right here. I'm T2 medium, turret cheeks, easy penetration with HE, 215 damage, and he's not so confident anymore. This T18 is using the other gun, and you can appreciate the armor here. I'm loading heat, and I penetrate him easily with heat, of course. Now I'm going back to HE, and this is a slight mistake there. Should have keep the heat, because I do only 10 damage, because the T18 armor is pretty strong. And if I had kept the heat round loaded, I would have killed the T18, but who would have thought that I would do only 10 damage. I killed the T2 medium, and now this T18 cannot escape. After all, I get the kill. So yeah, not that big of a mistake that I didn't fire heat, but hey. Panzerjäger 1. This shot went into his gun, so it only splashed him. It should have penetrated. This tank has no armor whatsoever, but I shouldn't have shot the gun, and the funny thing is I didn't even damage the gun. So that's pretty funny there. A Cruiser Mark III. You can see that I can penetrate him almost anywhere, and he stops. So he gives me the opportunity to kill him. That's my 5th kill, and I do this a lot. I go down this slide and I hit the rubble, and it wrecks my tank. One time I even killed myself that way, which was a pretty funny story, but hey. Now of course I'll set him on fire and get my 6th kill. Shame that I won't get a Pools medal, because you must be at least tier 5 to get the Pool and the Radley Waters medal, but 6 kills are 6 kills. So Ace Tanker, Top Gun, Sniper, and Spartan. Is that Spartan? I'm not sure what it is. No, that's the other thing. What was it called? Cool-headed. Yeah, that's cool-headed. And 1170 damage, 6 kills. A pretty balanced tier 2 tank in my opinion. It's not OP at all. And yeah. Alright. It might be slightly OP, but one thing's for sure, this tank is a lot of fun to play. You should go ahead and try it out, even if you don't want to go the American TD line. You can just get this tank and play it for the lols, because it's pretty funny to play. But the problem is when a really experienced player plays this TD. I mean, even if you get the worst team ever, if you're a really good player and you're playing the T18, you cannot lose the game, because it's a T18 and you're a very good player. What I'm trying to say is that in the hands of some players, this TD can be very, very broken indeed, and you can single-handedly take out the entire enemy team without even a care. So there is that. Okay, this will be for this review. If you enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like. This always helps me a lot. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. And thank you for watching, and good luck on the battlefield.